Hey guys, this is Ange from Craftcore. If you're new to this channel, be sure to click that subscribe button so you'll be kept up to date on all my crafty videos. You can use your Cricut Maker to cut out shapes from fabric, but can you use it to cut out shapes from fabric already backed with Fusible web and the paper liner for your Applique projects? I filmed my experience using my favorite double-sided Fusible web from the Warm Company, Light Steam Seam 2, cutting both my fabric and the Fusible web at the same time using the Cricut Maker. If you've never used this product for applique before, I'm going to quickly show you how it works. The Fusible web comes on either sheets or cut from a roll. It's sticky on both sides and it's sandwiched between two paper liners. One side has a grid on it and the other side is blank. On the grid side, you draw your shape in reverse and then peel the blank side off. On the back side of your fabric, you would stick down the Fusible web, and normally you would just use scissors to cut out the shape, but I really wanted to cut out 12 identical bunny shapes on 100% quilting cotton using the Cricut Maker instead. So, is it possible to cut the 3 layers, the quilting cotton, the Fusible web, and the paper liner all at once? Let's find out together. So first, I made the bunny shape in Cricut Design Space. I'll also include a link to my cut file in the video description if you want to make this same cut. Otherwise, you can use whatever shape you want. Since I wanted to make 12 of these, I copied the single bunny shape and pasted it 11 times onto my digital canvas. You don't have to arrange them at all, since Design Space will automatically distribute the shapes so they take up the least amount of fabric. You'll want to use the pink Cricut mat to cut the fabric. I have the 12x12 and the 12x24 size. Since I was cutting out a lot of shapes, I used the 12x24 mat. You don't necessarily need to cut out fabric to fill the entire mat. Take a look at the cut preview on Design Space to see how much room your shapes will take up, making sure to select your desired mat size. So to cut out these bunnies, for example, I needed a piece of fabric that was 12 inches wide by 18 inches long. Start by cutting the seam to size. The grid makes it very easy to cut out. Next, iron your fabric so that it's smooth. Peel the blank paper off the seam, making sure that the Fusible web remains stuck to the grid paper side. You'll see that the Fusible glue is a bit shiny. Place it on the wrong side of your fabric. Make sure it's adhered really well. Use your hands to press them together. Then trim down the fabric to match the seam size. You can cut it with scissors or you can just use your rotary cutter. Remove the protective film from your pink mat, then apply the fused fabric to the surface, lining up the fabric with the grid and making sure that the paper side is up. Again, you'll want to use your hands to press these layers together and make sure it's really stuck on. Now for the moment of truth, sending the cut file to the Cricut for cutting. My design was symmetrical, so I didn't have to worry about reversing the design, but if your design features words or a design that can't be flipped, make sure that the mirror function of your Cricut is on so that the design is cut in reverse. I set the material type to cotton fabric and changed my blade to the rotary blade. Oh, I should have filmed my face when reacting to this cut because I was in panic mode most of the time when I watched the Cricut struggle with the material. So if you're using the 12x24 mat, you'll need much more space behind your Cricut than if you're using the 12x12 mat. Oops, lesson learned, move that machine forward next time. This was my first time using the mat. You'll see that when the mat hit the wall, this caused the fabric to become dislodged from the mat ever so slightly. And when the fabric isn't stabilized, the cuts are not precise, plus the fabric can cause a jam in the machine. I was watching it very carefully, and it looked like it was still cutting, so I decided to risk it and just let the machine do its thing and see what would happen with my bunnies without pausing the cut. So here's what it looked like when I unloaded the mat from the machine. You can see that along the right side, there were definitely some issues, but amazingly, the shapes were not affected. I pulled the background fabric from the mat first, accidentally removing the seam from one of my bunnies. But 11 of my 12 bunnies came out absolutely perfect. Aren't they just adorable? Some of the shapes just popped off the mat with no effort, but you can use the spatula tool to help lift the fabric off the mat for any that are stubborn, so that way you don't have to touch the sticky surface of your mat too much. For the one that did not stick, I simply reapplied the Fusible web to the back of the shape, and it was as good as new. Once the designs are cut, you can apply the appliques as usual to the surface of your project. For these bunnies, I centered them in the middle of some quilt blocks, using a ruler to center the design. Press for at least 30 seconds on a cotton setting and use steam to dissolve the temporary adhesive. I like to use a scrap fabric as a pressing cloth as well. Then all that's left is sewing around the edge of the applique in whatever style you like. Here I'm using the Husqvarna 1070 to sew a blanket stitch around the edge of the applique. I pull the threads to the back and knot it there. So this project didn't go as well as I hoped, but it still turned out okay. Here's what I learned from this project. Number 1, make sure that the fabric is really adhered to the Cricut pink mat. As you saw, I just used my hands to press the mat against the fabric. And I've read online that using a brayer, which is a tool that's usually used for printmaking, is a great tool to make sure that the fabric is pressed against the mat. That way there's no shifting or lifting during the cutting process. Number 2, doing a test cut. Before cutting on my project's main fabric and using the large piece of Fusible web, I cut out a much smaller piece of fabric that was of similar weight of quilting cotton to test the entire process. That way, if it didn't turn out, I wouldn't ruin a big piece of fabric and a big piece of Fusible web. I definitely recommend doing that so you don't get any surprises. Number 3, I already mentioned this, but make sure that your work surface is big enough if you're using the big mat. This was my first time using the big mat, and I think my cut would have gone a lot better if it hadn't have hit the wall multiple times. My test on the 12x12 mat worked swimmingly. I'm pretty sure that's the factor. Number 4, I think if you have any worries about your fabric lifting and your shapes are smaller than 12x12, it's worth the extra effort of cutting 2 mats worth of shapes instead of one big 12x24. That way, in the event of fabric lifting, like you saw in my cut, you're not risking as much of the fabric being ruined if the cut ends up going wrong. Please let me know in the comments if you have any experience using the Warm Company's Light Seam Seam 2 with your Cricut, or if you've used an alternative Fusible web for your applique projects. I'd love to hear how it went for you. Please like the video and subscribe for more crafty videos from Craftcore. Thanks for watching. See you next time.